Hi friends, I'm Afira DeVries, President and CEO of Your United Way. And it's exciting times to be in this community, isn't it? You can feel the energy in the air. And even as we've watched key companies shift their presence locally, we've really celebrated the arrival of new opportunities for this region. And it's palpable. We're becoming a center of innovation. We're becoming known for our entrepreneurial intentions. It's all working. We're becoming noticed for what we're going to be. And it's an exciting thing to be a part of. You probably feel that too. But there is a problem, and that's what I want to talk with you about today. See, we're not making equal investments in our human capital, our people. And let's be honest, if we want to go from being the train city to being the brain city, we're going to have to invest in the minds of our youth today. And yet, we've experienced a 60% decline in funding for our education programs. This means preschool. This means after-school programs and youth development programs and programs that help kids pursue a career regardless of their socioeconomic origin. This means nearly 1,200 children in our community not having access to the programs that they need to aspire to a better life. I'm worried about that. I hope you're worried about it too. We talk a lot about innovation lately. It's become a buzzword in our community. And in order to really be prepared for what's to come, we need to make it possible for people who want and need a better life to enter into the workforce of the future in this region. We need to prepare them with job skill training and access to employment. And yet, this year, we've experienced a more than 50% decline in funding for poverty prevention programs. Programs that help people get into a home, avoid homelessness, stay in their home, have access to job skill training, have access to resume reviews, and access to workforce and employment programs. We know that more than 9,000 people who are relying on those programs today may not have access to them tomorrow because we simply couldn't afford to invest in them. We simply weren't funded well enough to do our job. Our overall revenue is down by more than $1 million this year. Why? Because our community changed, because employers came and went, and because there's uncertainty in the air. People are worried about what's happening around us, and so when you worry, you become guarded and reserved. But here are the implications. The implications are there are 13,000 people who will seek help in this coming year. They will go out into this community, swallow their pride, and look for support. And you know what? They may not find it. Now, I have a hard time living with that. And I hope you feel the same way that I do, because we have an opportunity to do something about it. The fact is, the people who need us will feel our inability to support them first. But it won't be long before the rest of us feel the impact of the situation we are presently in. Because you can't build a dream on a cracked foundation. And you can't have a thriving business sector in an unstable community. So now is the time to act on behalf of this important work. It's not United Way that ultimately suffers in these situations. It's this community. It's all of us. Which is why we are launching a community-wide revenue recovery effort that we're calling It Takes the Valley. It Takes the Valley is an opportunity for all of you to give a little or a lot, but to contribute to filling this gap that we are currently struggling with so that programs don't have to go unfunded. If nothing changes, there are 17 programs that will likely not get funding this year. There are more than 30 programs that will see a more than 50% decline in their funding. And this means a problem for all of us. So take action. There's a way for you to help. There's a way for you to be involved in this solution. ItTakesTheValley.com is your opportunity to give and to support our way out of this challenge. If you've given already, I can't tell you how much we appreciate you. especially in these difficult times. But I want to ask you to consider giving a little more. And if you've never supported your United Way or social programs in this community, now's the time to do it. Now I'm going to wrap up by saying one last thing. Somebody recently asked me, why would I give to United Way? Why not just give to a program that might be in trouble? And here's why. Because no problem operates in isolation of others. In fact, it takes between 3 and 11 different programs to help someone who's struggling with homelessness, for example, find stability. It takes a woman who's struggling with domestic violence 7 to 12 different programs before she's able to get on her own 2 feet. And guess what? Each one of those programs is funded by your United Way. No program can solve any one person or family's problems, which is why we don't fund one thing. We fund this network so that anytime any one of us needs help, it is present for us, and that means you too. No one is above the potential for need, and don't you want your United Way to be strong and present if ever you face that crisis? So be here for us now, so we can be here for all of you who benefit from our existence tomorrow. Thank you for supporting your United Way. Thank you for living united.